I'd just like to address a few of those points Paul said, and I'll start with employment. At the last wanCREW Council meeting, the senior planner, Mark Dixon, said we didn't need any more land up by St Andrews and wanCREW there, or wanCREW and Two Rocks, because we had enough land for future employment. Now, if you look at the wanCREW sustainability strategy, it talks about developing on what's called Zone 2, which is about the land at South Pinjar there, and it states that it requires, it's suggesting industry be put on there for the sake of the people up the northwest corridor, that is wanCREW and Two Rocks area, because there is an unemployment up that area. There is an unemployment problem up there. There's no unemployment problem in this area, believe me, there's not. We're below the national average, and we are, I think, below even the Perth average. So there's no need for here, but up there, there is. Yet they are saying, for future, we do not need to acquire any more land for employment purposes. So it doesn't make a lot of sense. Okay. Second thing, we talk about the wanCREW Mound, and you look at the, talking about industry here, and we talk about the precious water. Everybody in wanCREW will know, with the East wanCREW structure plan and the other plans that went before it, that water was the issue. Residents were going to have their land rezoned because the need of recharge. Because when you have bushland, it takes up too much water. So what do now? They put out the East wanCREW structure plan, and they're going to put industry on top of the mound that will draw water up from the mound. Now, what I'm saying, this does not make any sense. States things in their document, yet where they state, they go against. It's completely wrong. Anyway, because Paul is our member, I'd like to present him with a list of 6 points, which I'll read out, which I would like him to investigate for us and come back to us and tell us his answers. I'd like him to go to Parliament. I'd like to bring these things up at Parliament sitting next week, to bring these points up and dig with a good shovel and find out the truth. So, Paul. And our submission for the East wanCREW structure plan. Thank you very much. Now, question 1. Why was there no scientific investigation as to whether or not there was a case for the Priority 1 public water resource boundary to be altered before the East wanCREW structure plan and the Industrial Land Strategy 2009 documents were released for public comment? Our objection, the primary reason for shifting this boundary should not be for development, especially industrial development, over this precious water area. The wanCREW Mound should not be exposed to further pollution. It still supplies Perth with 60% of its water. Water is a precious commodity. So we'd like Paul to find that out for us, why this is the case. Point 2. In the Industrial Land Strategy 2009 document, the Department of Planning cites 6 priority, and I say they're not in the northern suburbs, they're in the southern suburbs. There's about an equal amount in the northern suburbs, so I dispute what Paul says there. 6 priority site. What does priority mean to you? Priority means, that is right, first cab off the block, okay? What they're saying is, upon which the general and light industry is proposed for all sites, general and light industry. On 2 sites, South Pinjar and Greenlands near Pinjarra, they propose a heavier type of industry, labelled special industry. Now, let's just talk about special industry. Special industry is, if you understand the industrial terms, anyway, I won't go into that, but special industry requires 1+ kilometre buffers because of the harm it could cause to residents or because of the nuisance value it will be to residents. So they're proposing to put on the mound a heavier type of industry than general industry. Well, we raised that on our website and started the campaign to really get to the bottom of it. And I sent an email to the planning department, giving them 48 hours, because we tried to find out what the special industry, what would or would not be allowed on the mine, according to the Australian and New Zealand industry standards. We got no reply. We tried for a month. We got no reply. Then what happened, I gave them 48 hours, and I got an email back. You know what the email said? Sorry, it was a mistake. Let's see the document. They made a big mistake in the Industrial Land Strategy document. Their first thing out to the public, they made this big mistake, or so they say they made this big mistake. What do you believe? Now, even if they were playing with a straight bat, it shows incompetence. So how can we let these people plan industry on the Ngara Mountain if they can't even get their documents straight? And if you read the ILS, Industry Land Strategy document, you will see, well, I'm of the opinion it was no mistake, because it wasn't just a typo, it was in the body text and the explanation. Yes, no mistake. Point 3. Why has a road been proposed over an Aboriginal site when the Department of Planning had full knowledge of the site, even though they may claim they didn't? Okay? We have a copy of the report into this very site, a report that was commissioned by them and paid for by them. Our concern, the Department of Planning has not the competence to achieve what they claim is an objective in East wanCREW Structure Plan, and that is to protect heritage sites. Because we got the document, we've got the document in our hand, and here it is. It's on their computer. They paid for it, they paid for it, but they couldn't find it. What do you think of that? There's another document that they claim they have not been able to locate. Another report that we now have a copy of. Fancy that. This report was commissioned and paid for again by them, and was a study of the wetlands in the northern parts of East wanCREW. The independent research report was done by very reputable scientists. One valuable wetland site in the report would be degraded by a planned 4-lane road. Our concern, how can the Department of Planning achieve their stated aims in the East wanCREW Structure Plan, that is protect significant wetlands, when their department can't lay their hands on appropriate documents that exist on their computers? Is that incompetence, or what is it? Exception, incompetence, I guess we're left to work it out for ourselves. Okay, now we've got a little local thing that happened. CREW posted out information on this rally to residents. However, we began to realise that many homes in certain suburbs had not received them. Yesterday, a CREW member did a door knock in Banksia Grove to gauge how many residents did not receive them. To her surprise, she was told on a consistent basis that residents had found our flyer folded into a Paul Miles or Luke Simpkins brochure. Luke Simpkins, being a federal member for Carwin, as one resident said, I thought this was most strange that they should be supporting CREW. Yeah?
Yeah, it is strange.
They thought it was most strange that this should be tucked into their flyers and supporting CREW. Now, we have the residents, no, this is real. It's a door knock, we found it out accidentally. Okay. Others who said they had not received our flyer said they binned it. They never looked at flyers from politicians. Our concern, how our flyer could find itself folded into either a Luke Simpkins mail out or Paul Miles. And lastly, number 6. There is no framework under any department to fully protect either the Ngara water mound or surrounding residents from toxic industrial accidents, arson or bushfire. Now I want Paul to really investigate this, because you would get the impression there is, but then look up the laws and give them to us if we are wrong in this matter, please. Our concern, how can you possibly assure us that those horrors will not be visited upon the citizens of wanCREW in the city of Perth, as was suffered by the residents after the Bellevue fire. Thank you.